You want to be one of the first YouTuber to go to space, is that correct?
Yeah, so my most recent kind of crazy concept is, I want to see if I can fly to space, and I think I can do it.
If you want anyone, do a little test run.
Yeah, you can be the guinea pig then.
Welcome, everybody, to Trevor Talks Too Much, the show where I bring on a guest, you could call them, and we talk and we have a little conversation and we see if, hey, maybe we can be friends, maybe we can talk again sometime, or maybe they'll hate me. Who knows what's going to happen? I'm your host, Trevor freaking Everts. I am the mythical soft boy, master baker, and amateur wake surfing enthusiast. I've only done it a couple times, but I tell you what, it's fun. It's fun. Today, I spoke with Carter Scherer, who's a YouTuber, one of the top YouTubers out there. He's making all sorts of cool content. He's building stuff. And we had a cool conversation, we had a time. We talked about all sorts of stuff. We talked about the robot uprising. We talked about his house that was literally haunted, or so he says. I don't know. I'm still on the fence. And how we might have a claw machine competition in the future. Who knows? I'm kind of nice at the claw machines. We talked about aliens. Speaking of aliens, because we talked about which aliens we would not want to fight and which ones we would want to fight. I've been watching Ben 10.
Okay.
You familiar?
No.
You don't know Ben 10?
So...
What the freaking heck?
No, I think it's a little after my time.
It's Cartoon Network. It's like the greatest show. So Ben 10, let me give you the backstory.
Yes.
So Ben, his name is Ben Tennyson, and he goes out in there in the woods and they're camping and something falls from the sky. And he goes and looks at it, and it's like a weird wristwatch, and it attaches to his wrist, and it lets him turn into different aliens. So he like picks an alien, and then he slaps it, and then he turns into that alien, and he has their powers. It's called the Omnitrix. And so the show is called Ben 10. It's great. It's on Hulu. It's a great show. You should watch it. It's held up pretty well, because I remember really enjoying it when I was a kid.
All right.
You're not going to watch it.
Probably not.
You're literally a hater.
No, I'll watch it. I'll watch an episode of it.
No, you don't have to watch it, okay? You know what? You freaking old fart. They put a lot of old cartoons on like streaming services now, which I like. I recently been watching some Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Ooh, great one.
Great show. How that was a children's show is beyond me, because that's pure nightmare fuel.
Yeah, really
it's like
though.
Freaky. Like, how did I think there's something about like kids just like not understanding the concept of fear or something. Like when something crazy happens to a kid, like they should be scared and they just don't care because like their brain just doesn't quite process things in that way yet. Mm-hmm. I think that's the way it worked. Kids are just like, oh, funny dog with like a big creepy floating ghost in the sky. Oh, this is cool. Funny dog made a laugh and he yelled and he beat the ghost or he beat the big floating whatever. And I don't know how that show is like literally so scary. Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Another great cartoon. What's your favorite cartoon?
I am like really obsessed with Bob's Burgers. That's a more current cartoon. If you're talking about old school,
Tina.
Yes.
Of Bob's Burgers. I haven't watched Bob's Burgers. I'm sure it's a great show. I just don't.
It is quite hilarious. But if you're talking old school,
I feel like there's
cartoons,
some disconnect here, Jamie. I feel like we're not really on the same wavelength right now.
No, well, because you're talking, which I enjoy, like Angry Beavers, Cat Dog. You're talking about old school cartoons. Those ones? What about those? Doug?
You're not that much older than me.
That's what I'm saying. You know those ones.
Yeah. I remember watching Cat Dog like a couple times.
See, because if you were like just 5 years older, it would be more prime of Cat Dog than it is Ben 10.
What, like Hey Arnold? You like Hey Arnold?
Frickin' love Hey Arnold.
Hey Arnold's great. Football head. And that mean lady with the unibrow.
Helga.
Is that her name?
Helga Pataki.
Why do you know that?
Because I love that cartoon. That was my childhood.
Jamie, can you please stop going on and on about cartoons? Like, we gotta get into the show at some point.
Do we?
This is a first, everyone. This just in. Jamie is the one that wants to keep talking nonsense, and I am the one that wants to get into the show. This is a first.
Well...
Jamie, stop talking about cartoons.
I'm done.
What does the world come to when I have to be the one that keeps us on track? This is backwards. See, you're becoming the villain of the show, Jamie. I'm the hero. I'm becoming the hero now. It's not what everyone thought would happen, but it's what's happening. Let's get into this show. Everybody, welcome Carter Scherer, founder of Team RAR, a prominent YouTuber, builder of all sorts of cool things. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being here. If you don't know Carter, he does a lot. He makes a lot of really cool YouTube videos. He builds a lot of really cool stuff. He does a lot of really cool experiments, stuff like that. Because you have a background in engineering, right?
I do, yeah. And my job is to try to build cool stuff, and having the exposure growing up to like building things and ultimately getting an engineering degree, I think all definitely helps in the process of trying to make and do something cool for content.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. You like robots, right? Like, is that kind of like one of your favorite things to like build or engineer with?
That was always my goal, was like, okay, if I'm going to get like a job growing up, I want to build robots. That's what I always wanted to do. So that's what I was pursuing before YouTube. And in school, I always just wanted to learn all the skills necessary to build robots. That's I don't know, maybe watching Dexter's Lab too much when I was a kid or something. But yeah, that was my goal.
That's awesome. As someone who likes robots and likes building robots, are you afraid of any sort of like a Skynet Terminator situation? Like, does that freak you out at all? Because I have an Alexa, and I can be pretty harsh to Alexa sometimes. And I'm worried that when the robot uprising happens, that my Alexa is going to murder me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're anywhere near that. I think technology is growing fast, but I don't know. Robots are super complicated. I think we're pretty far off from that.
I mean, they make the ones that like jump and like do backflips and stuff now. That seems like pretty spooky. I can't do a backflip, and there are robots that can, so they've already got a leg up on me there.
That's true, but there's probably like one of those, and that was probably like the best take out of 100 or something.
All right. Sounds like you're trying to, you're like on the side of the robots. When Skynet happens, you're going to be one of the humans that they let live. Mm-hmm. I feel like you're just trying to coax me into a false sense of security right now. But that's okay. I mean, hey.
They're going to help everyone that, built robots, and I liked robots, so I'm going to be on their side.
You see, you're planning for the future. I respect that. Maybe I need to get into robot building. I need to become an ally of the robots so that when it happens, I'm not fodder.
You got to be nice.
Oh man, I do love the Terminator though. Yeah, I do need to be nicer because she's dumb. Okay, so she's stupid and she's older. Okay, she's an older Alexa, older model. And the amount of times that like I just say something and she doesn't listen and I have to repeat it like a million times. And then eventually I just yell because I'm like, Alexa, I want to hear this song. And I've asked you 10 times and you're not getting it. And then I just get angry at her. And it's like me projecting, and she's doing her best, but it's just frustrating sometimes. Mm-hmm. So as someone who builds things and engineers, what do you think is like the craziest thing that you've ever built? And after you answer this, I have another question for you. But what do you think is like the craziest, coolest thing you've ever built?
I've built a lot of different things, and the goal for pretty much everything I like to build is to be crazy and to be cool. So it's hard to pick one, but I built the world's tallest trampoline tower, which was pretty crazy. And it's literally just like get trampolines and you stack, one trampoline on top of the other and just see how high you can go. And we set out, first of all, I wanted to build a trampoline park in my backyard. So I ordered 30 trampolines, and I wanted to just fill every part of my entire backyard, which was like a square or like a rectangle. And I just want to cover it in trampolines so you could like bounce across trampoline to trampoline. It just looked like a park, but it was in my yard. So I bought a bunch of those. Yeah. We filmed a bunch of videos with it. And, it's 2 weeks later, you can't even cut the grass. I mean, like we're covering all square inch of the backyard. The grass is getting like long, and it's like, okay, we got to do something next. Like we got to clean them up, take them down, whatever. I'm like, but I don't want to take them down. They're making great content. So we came up with the idea to stack them. If we stack them, then there's going to be less on the ground. We'll have more vertically up in the air. So we just started stacking them. We figured we'd go like 6, 7, 8, high, which is really high. I mean, you're climbing.
Reasonable number.
Yeah. And I think by the time we got to, 8, and then, we built it next to the pool. So I jumped off in the pool, and that fall was like huge. I fell for like 2 seconds. It was like a cliff jump in my backyard.
My yeah.
And so after that, I'm like, all right, I think we're good. Like I almost didn't jump, and I'm pretty reckless with stuff. So yeah, that was a pretty high jump. I don't know how high it was, but it was high. So then after that, we Googled it, like, what is the world record? Well, we found these other YouTubers that like way in the past, they did it, they did 10. And so I was like, okay, we're at 8. We need to go to 11 now. So we need to stack 3 more trampolines on this
you got
thing.
to.
And so we did. We went all the way to 11, and it was really crazy. I mean, you walk out to the backyard and you just, you look up and it's huge. It was like 30 to 50 feet tall and 11 trampolines high. And so that was pretty crazy.
Oh my God.
And it was super fun because we built it right in the middle of LA, and so many people came over. We did so much content, and people would jump and flip off it, and it's just crazy. Yeah, super fun.
That's insane. How do you even get up? How do you even get up a stack of trampolines that tall?
That's what everyone asks, but you just climb up the side just like a ladder. Like you
just climb up the side.
It's just like a ladder, yeah.
I know.
Like you grab the one rung and you just...
What did you use to like keep them structurally stable? Like you didn't just like loose stack them on top like a Jenga tower.
No, we didn't. We would put for every tower we're building, we would get, the next trampoline that goes up, we get these metal hose clamps. It's kind of like a zip tie, but they're made of metal, and you use a drill or a screwdriver or something to tighten it down with a little worm gear, and it clamps it. So we did a couple of those on each foot the whole way around. So that would hold them together, like they're not going to fall off. But the strength of the whole tower was literally just the trampolines.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I could climb up a trampoline tower and jump off. I feel like I'm pretty reckless. Like I've jumped off stuff before, but that seems like extreme.
Yeah, it's definitely extreme. Not everyone would come over and jump off it.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Okay, so follow-up question. What's the most useless thing you've ever built? Like just like what have you built that serves no purpose? Just completely useless.
That's also just about everything I build. We bought a bunch of giant Legos. Regular Legos, they're like the size of a Lego. The big ones are like the size of almost like a cinder block. Like they're like life-size, like building bricks. And we built an entire Lego city in my backyard. We built like different mini like structures. Some were like 1 story, some were 2 stories. And then we painted like roads to them, and we drove little cars and go-karts. We had like a Chick-fil-A with a drive-through with that. We put food in like a grill so you could cook food and serve it to people in there. And we did like a whole like functioning mini city. We had like a jail. We had we had a swimming pool. We had like a 4-story clock tower that was like 20 feet tall. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Oh my God, that's so cool. That doesn't sound useless at all. That sounds like my fantasy. Like I want to live in the Lego city. Yeah,
I mean, my friend kept going on with content there, and he converted one of the structures into a 3-story Lego hotel with like a mini fridge, an air conditioning unit, a balcony. Like he just like was like living in there. So yeah, he lived the fantasy of doing that.
That's so cool. Plus like perfect giant defense, right? Because like a Lego city that seems large to us humans, if a giant came along, stepped on a Lego, they'd be down for the count.
That's right. You wouldn't get stepped on. Yeah.
You wouldn't get stepped on because otherwise, and if you did, you'd have a perfect defense. Jamie's laughing, but she knows I'm right. Jamie's cracking up, but it's a good theory, just in case. You want to be, Jamie wrote this down. You want to be one of the first YouTuber to go to space. Is that correct?
Yeah. So my most recent kind of crazy concept is, I want to see if I can fly to space, and I think I can do it.
Like you personally fly to space, not be like put on an aircraft that is going to space, not just be a passenger to space, but personally fly to space.
Yeah. I mean, there's more than one way to get to what people would call space. And I think the easy way would just, buy a ticket on the new Virgin Galactic for, I don't know, $1 million or 500,000 or something. Like, I guess technically you could go to space and claim first YouTuber to space or whatever. But I want to like DIY it in my backyard. And I think it sounds crazy.
It's like an episode of Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, but I think I can do it. I've done 2 videos kind of working towards this goal already. And the first one, we sent one of our Team RAR monsters. We sell these plushies, which is our character, our logo. So I sent one of those to space. It went all the way up to space. It was like a 3-4 hour round trip, and it came back down and we recovered it. So that went to space, and that was like a small scale test of what I'd like to try to do for myself.
Wow. Well, so like, what's the plan then? I haven't seen these videos. What's the mechanism? Are you just like building a rocket? Like I'm
probably not a rocket. So there's 2 people in the history of like humans that have flown to space using a like basically a large balloon. You know, there's more science to it than just balloons, but you can get like it's called like a lighter than air aircraft, and sort of very similar to the way we did it with the plushie, where you get a huge giant helium balloon and you get an aircraft, which you like have the payload and you have, you know, the Team RAR plushie on there, and that goes all the way up to space. And then it pops and it has a parachute system that worked its way all the way back to ground and GPS tracking and stuff like that. So there's 2 humans that have done that. And the last was, I think, in 2012. And he was like the second like human to like go to space. And then you just jump off and you just fall for 15 minutes, free fall back to Earth. Like that's how far away you are.
Yeah, just free fall back to Earth, 15 minutes. Nothing like it. Do you would you like film the whole way down, do you think? Like vlog style?
Yeah, just holding like a camera, yeah.
Just vlog. Yeah, just a little GoPro, like minute 5, heading back to Earth.
Yeah,
What's
I
up?
think so.
It's holding strong.
I like that.
Like,
yeah,
there's
exactly.
a bird.
Yeah. So anyways, I want to give it a try, and it's, you know, not something that's going to happen overnight. There's a lot of factors and like training and things, but like I just want to have this this larger than life goal. That's always something that's driven me, and I feel like, you know, start like becoming a YouTuber, for example, was like a goal I had for a very long time, which is like just be popular and successful. And that was like the craziest thing I could think of, like quit my job, moved into my parents' house, like crazy story. And just that kept me driving. It wasn't realistic. But because it was so big, it made me drive for it. So I'm kind of switching my focus to something, what's next? Like what's even bigger? Okay, well, I think going to space would be really cool for both content and YouTube and stuff. And it'd be kind of like, huge. It'd be pretty huge, you know, like I don't know how many people have gone to space, but I don't think it's a lot.
No, yeah. I mean, that would be insane. I wish you the best of luck on your journey in the future, because if you want anyone, do a little test run, I would do it. I would fly to space. I won't jump off the 11 stack trampoline, but if you want to tie me to a big balloon, we could just do it up style. You just tie a bunch of balloons to me, just see how far I go. A little test run. I'm down. I'm your guy. I'm your guy.
I'll make it a 2-seater then.
Yeah. No, you can just send me to like right before space, just to like see, like, you know, and then I can just like pop the balloons. You just give me a needle and like I'm like, oh, there's space. I'm almost there. And then I pop the balloons, come back down, and then you go up. Because I wouldn't want to steal your thunder, but I would want to make sure it's safe. I would put my body on the line for that, I think. And then if I die, then you know, hey, we got more testing to do. Right?
Okay. Yeah, you can be the guinea pig then.
Yeah. No, I'm totally down for that. If you did go to space and you found yourself in sort of like an Apollo 18 situation, which was that crappy alien movie where they went to the moon and then got attacked by aliens on the moon, what do you think you would do? What would be the game plan if all of a sudden there were aliens on your balloon per se?
I would definitely try to vlog it. That would be I think that'd be very viral.
Okay, good.
I hope that would be on trending and stuff.
Definitely.
But yeah, I think my first instinct would be, let's vlog it and let's make sure we get this footage home, because this is going to be pretty cool.
Oh man, what a world we live in. I'm getting attacked by aliens. Quick, get the camera. Mom, get the camera. There's aliens. They're trying to pop my balloon. What fictional alien monster would you least desire to face in combat? For example, you've got the Xenomorph from Alien. You've got Predator from Predator. There's the Thing from The Thing. The Monstars from Space Jam. And like, I don't know, Yoda. That's like 5 off the dome. There's other aliens, but you know, think of any alien. Which one would you least like to face in combat?
Probably the alien. That one's crazy. Like the first,
really?
The saliva is like acid in it. That's the one with like the mouth inside the mouth that comes out. Yeah.
But I mean, Sigourney Weaver outsmarted the alien. Do you think that, I don't know she was a scientist or something in that movie, but you think you I feel like you could outsmart the alien, you know?
I mean, if I fly up to space,
I feel like you're capable.
Maybe. I mean, if I fly up to space and the Monstars are up there and they just want to play me in basketball, like I can probably handle that.
Yeah, that was my thought process too. You know, like I'll just get, you know, LeBron James, MJ. We'll take him out. You know, grab Bugs Bunny. For me, it's the Predator. I think. I mean, he's like built to kill, and you can't just shoot him with a gun. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger did it, but I'm nowhere near that level. I don't think I could take the Predator. I think I could outsmart the alien. I think I could outsmart the xenomorph. The Thing from The Thing, you know, he's creepy. It's creepy, but like, you could just shoot it, you know, with a gun. It's susceptible to human weapons. I don't think Yoda would fight me. I'm also a lot taller than Yoda, and I think I've got reach on him. I think I could. I don't know. That would be a tough one. But I think his moral code wouldn't allow him to fight me. So I don't think I have to worry about that one. I wouldn't fight the Predator, though. That's a battle I'm not winning.
Yeah, I'll just have to make sure I do diverse alien training before I go up.
I'd beat the crap out of E.T. E.T. If E.T. landed in my backyard, he can get the crap kicked out of him. He's going home in a body bag. Let me tell you what. He's standing no chance. Oh man. You used to work, or when you first got your engineering degree, you did some work with self-driving cars. Is that correct?
I did, yeah. That was like my first and only job before YouTube.
Do you trust self-driving cars?
I don't have a self-driving car, even though like I did work on some of the technology behind it.
Yeah.
But I would say like not really. I mean, they're going to get better.
Thank you.
But you can't trust them blindly.
Yeah, they're going to get better. I don't know.
You know, they're trying to get A to B and there's a lot of things in between, but there's so many different edge cases, right? So many different scenarios. There's so many times where you're on a road and it's turning and then there's potholes or the lanes or the sun is in the camera or there's just some kind of, they experience new situations that nobody thought of before. And that happens pretty frequently. That's why you hear these kind of crazy scenarios where Tesla does something crazy and instead of slowing down, it speeds up and it kills everyone or crashes in a horrific way.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's going to happen. It's probably statistically better than trusting your life with a human, but it doesn't get that press like that.
Yeah. Maybe it's because I'm like old fashioned and like arrogant. I don't know. I still drive a manual, but like the idea, I don't even like cars that beep at me. Like I drive a Jeep and I'm good at parallel parked all the time. When I have to parallel park my girlfriend's car, it like beeps at you when you get close. And I'm like, I know how freaking close I am. Stop beeping at me. And I don't know. I don't like it. Self-driving cars freak me out. I like to be in control of it. But I consider myself a good driver. And there's a lot of people out there that are not good drivers. So I understand the appeal of it. Like, I think you're right. The majority of human beings could definitely benefit from having a smart robot drive their car. But I don't know. For me, I'm just like, it freaks me out. I don't like it. I think I'm starting to realize I have a distrust of technology.
Yeah, you don't like the robot.
I think there's something in here.
And you don't want self-driving cars. Yeah.
No, I don't. I saw Terminator one too many times when I was a kid. I don't like the robots. They freak me out. No, robots are good. I think they're good for the world, but also, I don't know. I'm not smart enough to like speak to robots. I think you're very smart. I feel like you know a lot, and I'm just like scary robots. I cook. I'm a chef. I believe for a video one time you won every single thing in a claw machine.
Yeah, I did.
Do you have any tips for claw machines? Because I do a lot of them, and I consider myself okay, but I want to know the secrets. What did you learn from that experience? What was the takeaway?
There's actually a lot of secrets. I'm not sure I'm allowed to tell you those secrets.
What?
But they're, let's just say your claw machines.
Is Big Arcade shushing you right now? Are you getting hush money from Big Arcade?
I got a lot of prizes, and part of the way I had to do it was, so claw machines are rigged, which means there's like this, they're programmed.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, maybe not in the way you think. They're programmed to only let the claw like grab with good force, like once every maybe 10 turns. So that means if as you're playing,
That makes sense.
not every play that you get does that claw actually grab with enough force to pick anything up. So like you're guaranteed to lose until it's that 10th turn. But that 10th turn also has to be in a position where it can grab something, like it to be good, you know? And so there's a setting on all claw machines. You can do it where every turn is good, or 1 in 10, or 1 in 100, whatever. And so you can basically throttle and control how many things get picked up because they're not going to have the strength to do it. And so for the video that we did, we got the arcade owner to go into his machine and program it and turn that off. So every grab that the claw did was like full force.
So you're a cheater.
I won every claw on a claw machine is what I said. See, you got to work smart.
You cheated.
I didn't cheat.
Everybody out there, this just in, Carter is a cheater. He paid off the arcade owner. He said, I'm going to give you money. You turn off the setting. You rig it.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't rig it.
Have you ever been to an arcade called Round One? I think there's a few of them around LA.
I don't know. It does sound familiar.
Yeah, it's a Japanese-based like arcade. They have tons of games. They have like bowling and stuff too. But they've got these really interesting claw machines that aren't just, they're not like that. They do have some of the standard ones where, you know, you claw, you pick up and grab. But a lot of them, they're like, I don't even know how to explain it. You have like this almost like two-pronged claw. So it's kind of like imagine like it kind of looks like this and it like goes out and then goes down. But the way that you play them, there's like strategy to it. There are a lot of people post videos about it on TikTok, but you don't try and grab the thing. You have to like push it off. And there's these specific parts because the toys are all like balanced in certain ways in the machine. And then there's certain spots on the toy that you have to push to get down to like make it fall down. I don't know. They're really cool. And my girlfriend and I go to that arcade a lot and we spend a lot of money because they've also got like the coolest freaking toys in those claw machines. But it's really fun because they have like a lot of strategy and there's a bunch of different types too. There's one where you have to like drop a thing down that has a hook on it. And then you have to like hook to pick something up that like has a little chain attached to it. There's some really interesting claw machines though. So it could be something you could look into because I'd love to see a strategy video on those. Cause I'm like, okay, I'm so, but, I would like to get better.
Yeah. Well,
and I think, I don't know, you seem like you would be really good at them.
I feel like I'm pretty good. I mean, speaking of claw machines, I actually have one in my house.
Can I come over? I want to come over. What do you have in there? What kind of toys?
We normally have like iPhones or something in there.
What? Well, that's why you're rigging it so that I never win.
That's right. We can't. I've actually had some kids come over.
How much does it cost?
It's like $1, I think, or maybe it's 25 cents.
All right. I got some quarters. They're my laundry quarters, but
there you go. I mean, we've had fans come over and they ran that machine dry. They won everything. They had t-shirts. We had water bottles. They got an iPhone. I mean, they just cleared it out.
Is it like a normal claw machine? Yeah,
it's got like a little 3, you know, it's...
Is it like a standard? Okay.
So we'll have to have a claw machine off.
I'm trying to think about how I want to...
Who can do the best, you know?
Dude, I'll destroy you. As long as you don't rig it. Okay, I'm actually low-key kind of cracked at claw machines. I know I was being humble earlier when I said I wasn't that good. I'm insane, okay? Because I win everything. My girlfriend wants to play them, and she's like, okay, but I win everything. And then she always gets all the stuffed animals. But, you know, I can live with that. It's the thrill of success that does it for me. That's my victory prize. But I think I could do pretty well on a claw machine off.
Yeah, I mean, we might have to go.
This is me throwing down the gauntlet, Carter.
Okay, well, we'll see.
You want to go arcade off?
Podcast 2 is going to be...
I have a weird talent. Maybe it's just because live podcast in an arcade. No, because I think that what you said about like the claw machines, I think most arcade games, I would imagine, are kind of rigged like that. Like things are rigged to win after a certain number of plays, right? Like once there have been a certain number of plays, then you start to hit things like the jackpot. I don't know if I'm insanely lucky, but I have this weird talent because the arcade that we go to, Round One, it has a ton of different games and like you can win tickets and there's prizes and stuff. I have this weird talent where it's happened like 5 or 6 times. I will go up to a random game, play it one time and hit the jackpot. Like literally first time up, I just go up and I hit the jackpot. And I like to think it's because I'm talented, but it could just be that I'm very lucky and I happen to just, I got the one where they decided they'd win. but I don't know. I like to think it's because I'm good at games.
Well, all these games are kind of like robots in a way. So if you like playing claw machines, and
Don't say that to me. Don't say that to me. Okay. I'm not on the robot side here, Carter.
the robots are trying to win.
I'm not on the robots.
They're trying to play nice.
If you're going to say that all of the arcade machines in the arcade are robots, then maybe I am on the side of the robots, okay? Because I spend too much money at the arcade. I love playing games.
You're funding the
Whether
robot
it's
uprise.
video games. I think I'm funding the people that own the arcade.
Well, they're going to build more arcade machines, so they're going to get smarter every year.
If you're playing a game to learn how to kill the thing that you're playing.
Well, maybe they're showing you the wrong way how to do it to trick you in the future.
This is too much. This is too much for me. I'm losing my mind right now, man. I'm losing my freaking mind. But like, how does me shooting a basketball into a hoop help the robots?
I mean, it might not.
I don't know. Now I don't want to go to the arcade.
You're not going for like a hike. You're playing with machines that have programming and microcontrollers and wires.
Are you saying that me going on a hike would better prepare me for a robot uprising?
I would say going on a hike is definitely not supporting it because you're not encouraging the use of technology.
Okay. So you won a competition called sorry, I'm switching it up. I go on tangents. I do it too often, so I'm cutting myself off before Jamie does. You won a competition called the Odyssey of the Mind Engineering Competition. Is that right?
Yeah, I did. I'm curious where you even learned that from.
Oh, Jamie wrote it down.
I got it. Okay.
Yeah, Jamie, what she does is she writes down a list of facts and I read them.
So someone's stalking me. You guys have, because this goes way back.
Yeah, Jamie's the internet stalker.
So that's like 12 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like a 12-year-old question. So that's it. And this is well before I ever posted or filmed videos. Like my life wasn't public. My life wasn't even public like 8 years
Yeah.
after that. So anyways, yeah, Odyssey of the Mind is this.
I'm sorry Jamie stalked you.
Well, hey, look, it makes for a good question. I haven't thought about this in a long time. So
Yeah, I'm curious what it is.
and I think the whole idea for Odyssey of the Mind is to have this program for people of all ages. And the way that this would work is like early in the year, you would have like the regional competition, you go and compete. And it would always be in the form of like some kind of like vehicle. And I loved like building like vehicles growing up.
Yeah.
They give you very specific rules, very specific budgets, and you'd have to basically solve the problem with creativity.
Yeah.
I forget exactly all the, details. Basically, you just got to create this human-powered, like thing and drive it around and compete in these different challenges. And so what I wanted to do was to create a vehicle that didn't use any wheels, which if you kind of think about it, it's like, well, how many vehicles don't use wheels? And I didn't want to just do like a wheel that had like shoes on it and it spun around. Like I wanted to like not have a circular wheel of any kind. I didn't want to have treads. I didn't want wheels, like absolutely nothing. And it has to be human powered. So like it can't fly. Like I wanted to walk. So I was really into designing like legged locomotion. I created basically this wheelchair, and instead of having like 4 wheels on it, like a wagon, it had 12 legs. And you would spin these cranks, and through this gearbox and mechanism, it would walk across the ground with legs. And so we won, and it was amazing. So it was really cool to be the best in the world.
That's so freaking cool. Is that something that's still around?
It's so crazy. I have it, and I just got it back. It's like was in my parents' shed since I built it in 2010.
You still have the contraption?
I just got it back because my parents were cleaning out and they wanted all my stuff out of the house.
Yeah.
It's like super dusty, but it's like, it's there. I still have it. It's crazy.
That's so cool.
It's super cool.
Yeah. That's so awesome. That sounds like such a cool experience. You just moved houses, but you used to think that your house was haunted. Is that your old house that you lived in that you thought was haunted?
Oh, actually, no, it was for sure haunted. Like I know for a fact.
Oh, you know for a fact. Give me the facts then.
The house that I rented is in a place called Holmby Hills, which is, you might have not have heard of it.
Okay.
It's the Bel Air of Bel Air. Like it's the Bel Air you don't hear about. And it's all the old money. I knew at some point, probably about like 6 months or so, I wanted to see if I could upgrade, spend a little bit more money.
Yeah.
So literally with like 2 days later, this house came up and the price was so cheap. I mean, super expensive, but for what you're getting compared to anything else, I mean, there was nothing like it. And the house was amazing. Like it's huge. The driveway is massive. It has like a north gate, a south gate. It's on 1.9 acres in the middle of Bel Air.
Yeah.
And so anyways, flash forward like a couple weeks, 3 weeks later, and it was like, it was like a sunset, 6 o'clock, like the sun was kind of coming down, and I'm on the phone, and I'm just chatting, and I'm sitting on the couch downstairs, and I could, hear some people upstairs kind of finishing up work, walking around and, doing laundry or something.
Yeah.
And then probably like 5 minutes later, I realize no one's home. Everyone left. Like I shouldn't be hearing someone upstairs walking back and forth, shutting doors and opening the laundry and shutting it. Like, how like they kind of click and they.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm thinking like none of that stuff is justified. Like I shouldn't hear anything.
What?
At that point, I'm sitting there like kind of spooked, and it's getting like darker. It's about like nighttime. Like it's like the transition of like a little bit of light. Now it's like dark, and I'm on the phone, and I remember putting him on speaker and muting it, and because he's like running and he's talking, and so I'm just trying to listen, but I'm also trying to like survive. I'm like, okay, like what is that? It's actually the second night.
Yeah.
This is the second night I heard something. This one was just like over the top, like for sure someone or something's going on. I need to leave. So I'm sitting on the couch. I'm planning my escape. I'm thinking, okay, well, what do I do? I'm going to go in the kitchen. I'm going to open the door. I'm going to grab the keys. I'm going to go from the keys out to the driveway, into the car, start the car, and then go out the gate. Once the gate opens, like I'm home free. I'm driving into the city. I'm going to West Hollywood. I was going to go to Liz's house and, go stay with her or whatever, just leave. I'm home alone, and it didn't seem that way. So I do all that. I go through my plan while he's on mute, not trying to be like, hey man, I'm freaking out. I think there's a ghost trying to get me. I can't tell him that, right? So I have to like stay quiet. And if he like asks me a question, I take it off mute and I try to answer real quick, put it back on mute while I'm like trying to like survive. Like I feel like I'm in a movie right now. I get to Liz's place and I'm like, yeah, I got scared. Like I'm honestly embarrassed. Like I don't believe in all that kind of stuff. But like there was some dude at my house, like for sure, right? Like I just could hear it. Like there's no way to justify it. And so she thought it was funny, whatever. So I pick up my phone while I'm laying in bed, and I Google my address. And then after I say haunted, I hit search. And article after article come up about the haunting of my house. And the story and history of this house is insane. And I'm sitting there reading it. And the things that they would say is you'll hear footsteps in the attic and doors closing, all the things that I heard. And I had no idea. And there's literally all these articles. There is a TV show film there about the haunting of the house. All this stuff, I had no idea.
Now you know I was so cheap.
That's why it was so cheap. The first person to live in that house, her name was Sonja Henie. She was a Norwegian Olympic figure skater who was like gold medalist, super famous, like top 2 or 3 famous people in the world at the time.
Wow.
So her boyfriend was Hitler. Every Olympics, there's photos of her, black and white photos of her and Hitler. And then there's photos of her in the house, in the backyard, in my bedroom. And she lived in this house. And towards the end of her life, she went to go home because she got sick. And she died and never made it out of that house. And they say that she's there haunting the house. And it's literally Hitler's ex-girlfriend.
What what?
Yeah, so it was crazy. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's insane. Oh my God. I want to freaking, I love stuff like that. I have never had any personal ghost experiences. I don't know what I would do if I did. I'd probably be really freaked out, but I kind of want to. That's insane. That's like, you experienced it firsthand.
I'm just very analytical. So I don't believe in ghosts and all that stuff. But when it comes to this house, it's like, if you don't believe it or not, it doesn't matter. Like you can go to bed in that house and you will hear footsteps in the attic.
Oh.
Yeah, just all kinds of like stuff, but no like technical like ghost sightings or like seeing something float around. But you will 100% will hear stuff.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, Carter, this has been great. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm glad I could talk about my ghost stories and try to cleanse myself of all my haunted past and move on to the new house, which, you know, I'm hoping isn't haunted as I look around.
Here's the thing. If we could go on about the ghost stories for another hour, I would. But then Jamie would be very upset with me when she goes to edit this later. No, seriously, thank you so much for coming on. Do you think, what are you thinking? Do you thinking you want to do the claw machine off? You want to do the arcade off? Do you want to hang out sometime? Do you want to be friends?
I think we should do the claw machine off, and then, you know, I think we should go to the haunted attic and see if you get haunted.
Okay, I'm down. And then maybe friends after that?
Well, you know, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay. All right. I'll take it. You hit me up when you want to get destroyed in a claw machine off.
All right. Well,
Go
I'll be in
sicko
LA
mode.
in a few weeks, so we'll do it.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's freaking do it. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is fun.
Everybody, that was Carter Scherer. Make sure to go check him out on YouTube, Instagram. He's doing some really cool stuff. He builds some really amazing things, putting that engineering degree to use. But yeah, go check him out, please. Jamie, how did that go?
You know, I feel like the claw machine competition could truly happen, but he didn't really seem like he wanted to keep contact in a personal sense.
No, not at all, which is fine. He seems to make a lot of content, and I could see how like he would only want to be friends with me insofar as I provide him with content. That's what it's like, hey, you want to like, you know, do a thing, do a video, do it, whatever, then yeah, let's do it. But then I was like, well, do you want to just like, you know, talk? And he's like, I don't know, which is fair. That's fine. Hey man, that's the grind. That's the gristle.
Yeah, I think he probably doesn't have a lot of like, because he's creating so much all the time. He probably just doesn't have a lot of downtime for that. And when he does, he's like, I just want my girlfriend and that's it.
Yeah. He seems like he makes a lot of content. Also, probably like all of his friends, all of his like closest friends are like the people that he makes videos with, you know, which makes sense.
Claw machine.
I'd tell you what, I'd wipe the floor with him. I'm going to say that now. I'd destroy him. I'm nasty at claw machines.
Yeah, you're being humble at first.
I was being humble at first, okay? But now I'm going to be arrogant. I'm crazy with it. You can ask my girlfriend, and you can see the plethora of stuffed animals that she has because of this guy right here. This guy. Hello, everyone. It's Trevor from the future here. And you might be wondering, why is Trevor from the future? And also, why is he wearing a different shirt? And the shirt is actually the whole reason that Trevor from the future is here. Because it's a cool shirt! And we have it available now at mythical.com. It says, be nicer to people. I'm trying to talk into the microphone while lifting up the shirt, so that's probably why this looks so awkward. But it's a really cool shirt, and honestly, I support this message wholeheartedly. And I wouldn't wear a shirt if I didn't. I don't know, just be nicer to people. It's something that everyone should do, because there's a lot of poopy people out there, and there's a lot of people that make you feel bad, and that's freaking lame. And you can be the reason that someone has a smile on their face. And maybe this shirt will be the reason that someone has a smile on their face, because hey, sometimes you just need to be nicer to people. So go check it out at mythical.com. Everyone, if you have not been listening to Best Friends Back, all right, you should start, okay? You should. Stevie, the voice of Good Mythical Morning, the CCO of Mythical Entertainment, is trying to rekindle her friendship with Nagin, her best friend from over 15 years ago, her high school best friend from over 15 years ago. They're trying to see if the whole keep in touch, don't ever change thing from the yearbook really rings true. They're trying to rekindle. They're trying to get back together. They are best friends back, all right? Okay? That's what's happening. New episodes out every Friday. Go check it out wherever you get your podcasts. It's a great show. please go give it a listen. Everyone, thank you as always for listening to Trevor Talks Too Much. That's me. I'm Trevor. I talk too much. We got new episodes every freaking Tuesday wherever you get your podcast. We got the video versions coming out following Monday on youtube.com. Please leave a review. Let me know just the right amount of talking to do. I could always use the help. Let me know if it's a little too much, a little too little. Who knows? Let me know. And go check out all the other Mythical stuff. We got Mythical Kitchen, we got GMM, we got all the TikTok accounts. We actually have a new TikTok account at Mythical Pods on TikTok that we're going to be posting clips from all the different podcasts that we have. Fun little snippets. So go check it out. If you just want some fun little snippets from all the pods, listen to everyone talk, it's going to be great. So go check that out. And thank you everyone for listening. And as always, I need what's a good catchphrase like they do, stay sexy and don't get murdered on that murder podcast. Remember, don't kill the part of you that is cringe. Kill the part that cringes. Thanks, everyone.